Alright, I've made it to T14 maps with this little build I've been running. It's using Mace Strike, Leap Slam, and a few auras. Let's see, G button. We got Time of Need. It's going to heal me every now and then. It's going to remove elemental ailments. Berserk, I'm using Rage. This is just some extra damage. And then this bad boy, it explodes blood, and it's pretty great. I figured this would be the best way to run it. This guy I'm grabbing for life regen and strength. Obviously strength. Little bit of life regeneration. I think this is probably a bad move. It's only 1% life regeneration and increased flask life recovery. And the flask life recovery is pretty nice because, you know, it's almost like a full heal from a flask. But I might want to path it somewhere with life regeneration rate, because that life regeneration rate is going to help with my leech, and I'm grabbing quite a bit of leech. I got 20% of leeches instant. Then I grab these legion nodes here, mostly because this 40% increased physical damage is pretty dope. And then life leech effects are not removed on full life. Leech seems a little bit weak, but I'm going to pump it up with my next levels right here. And I'm going to get this bad boy, which is 35% increased amount of life leeched. And then life leech is slower. The life leech is slower is a downside for the most part, except for the fact that I'm getting 20% of my life leech instantly. So getting 35% increased amount plus all these guys is going to increase the total amount of life leech I'm getting, and then that's going to increase the total 20% I'm getting. I'm hoping that's how the math works. It should work that way, because if you have 500 life leech per hit and then you double that to 1,000, you get 20% of 1,000 instead of 20% of 500. And since it's instant, it doesn't matter how much slower it is. So that's how I'm hoping it's going to work. Anywho, getting some two-handed damage. Getting my rage boys. I got 44 rage, which is pretty nice. Extra shockwaves, extra AoE, and then close range damage. That's pretty standard. I imagine a lot of warriors are pathing it very similar to lead to this. Maybe not going up here, and maybe grabbing more armor, because I'm not going armor, and I don't really find armor to be super useful, especially when I can just convert 40% of fizz to fire. So let's go ahead and take a look at this build. I finally made it to my second one of these bad boys, Corrupted Nexus. So let's see if we can complete that. I would say my build is probably pretty well tuned for T14s. It's going to be probably a little bit rough when I hit the T15 because of my damage for single target. Now I could probably fix that by using a different skill than my main mace attack, but I like my main mace attack. It's so satisfying. See, just like those blood pumps. Very satisfying. Just swing the mace around. I just watched, I haven't had much time to catch up on what builds or what, because work and all that shit, but I did just watch Jungro's video, and he was riding that fucking donkey, throwing out lightnings, and he killed that boss in like 3 seconds. So I think there's a big problem with trying to mix POE content and POE 2 content, because this build is a POE 2 build. It's slow, you kind of have to play deliberately. It's not using anything that's overly broken. I mean, the Leap Slam is pretty broken for clear, but there's nothing too broken. And I'm not even using any broken gear because I haven't found any yet. My weapons are less than a Exalted Orb each on completely non-meta maces. These guys are being revived, aren't they? I don't care, I'm gonna blow them all up anyways. Instant blood pools. Sorry, I got distracted. Kinda need to clear this map. Look how we're just going blow for blow. Until he blew a dude up on my fucking face. And every yellow fight is a little bit intense. Usually not this intense. They must have got a damage mod that's not playing well with me. But those bleed pops are pretty dope, right? Get over here. I don't want this dude fucking throwing shit behind me. There we go. Now we can just go blow for blow. I love it. I don't know what to say. I think it's fucking cool as shit. You sit there and go blow to blow. Some people might not enjoy it. Apparently a lot of people are not having fun this league. I've been having a blast pretty much the entire time. Jumping in, screaming at people, punching them with my mace. It's been great. Maybe that's just the warrior effect, but I've been having a blast. Campaign was definitely too long. I saw their addressments on it, and they're just wrong across the board. The areas, not only are they too long, they're poorly designed. They deliberately, there's no way, unless they had AI design the whole thing, or it was auto-generated, there's no way these maps are not deliberately designed to mislead you, so it takes you longer to complete the campaign. That's just a fact. I mean, you can't gaslight me into thinking anything differently. Because there's no way in hell a human could design those way and then play it and not say, oh yeah, look, you know, there's so many wrong paths you can take. There's all this backtracking. Yeah, it's way too fucking long. And most of all, I got a full-time job. I don't want to spend fucking 50 hours just to get the T15 maps. Let me see. What is my played time at? I always put the wrong fucking slash. 2 days, 10 hours, and 13 minutes, and I'm not on T15. And I don't want to farm around for the most broken meta builds. That's not how I play it. I don't like doing that. A lot of times when the meta builds are meta, they're super strong, but they're just not that fun to play, or I have no interest in playing them. And my goal is not to get the most powerful build and then get the best loot and all that shit. My goal is to enjoy the mechanics of the game and build something interesting that I like. This is not exactly something interesting that I like. This is an accident, because the interesting thing that I like is it just doesn't work. I wanted to build a fire damage on hit, like a chieftain style warrior, and the fire damage on hit is fucking pathetic. Took me like 30 hits to get it to go off, and I had another guy comment that he invested in it a little bit and he can get it to pop off in like 5 hits, or they modified it because it was just so bad. But my first attempt was I wanted to use the fastest attack skill in the game, or a one-handed spear, and just attack the shit out of people. And then while I'm attacking, it's going to be throwing fireballs, and then I convert all my damage to fire, and I'm going to just be this fireball shooting badass. And then I was living a fantasy that it would allow you to work with crossbows, because it just says you are granted cast fire spell on hit, and we didn't know what cast fire spell on hit was. Very, very disappointing that it's a meta skill, and you're not actually casting a fire spell on hit, you're just charging a fire spell to eventually cast from hitting people. Very misleading, because they really, really did not like cast on crit builds in Path of Exile 1. I know, because Cyclone got like 5 accidental debuffs and nerfs because they were trying to get rid of cast on crit. Then they finally just upped the mana and making cast on crit a lot harder to sustain, and didn't rebuff Cyclone. Poor Cyclone, man. Got the Ross deal. Best mobility skill in Path of Exile, and they just refuse to make it good. I mean, you can make it good with Shockwave, but you're making Shockwave good, not Cyclone. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is gonna be awful.
I'm not ready.
I'm gonna have to war cry because I only want to jump in there a few times. Deck, 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 deck. Deck, deck. Roll. Leave. Combat explosions are pretty nice. Meaningful combat. Meaningful combat. It's just fucking dope. I'm just hitting this dude in the fucking head with maces. I think it's cool as shit. Probably because I could survive being surrounded and hit a bunch. If I couldn't survive it, it probably would not be very cool as shit. But since, you know, I'm kind of a fat boy, kind of big old blubbery piece of shit, I can survive anything. Well, not anything. You see these guys fucking me up. I can survive a fucking lot. A single target, I can survive most things. Usually when I die, it's from stun lock. I'm using that new support in my leap slam, where it gives me attack speed. And I was like, how the fuck do I figure it out? And it's right here. It's so fucking cool. It is so well designed and thought of. It just grows these little leaves around your leap slam, and you can just kind of glance down at it real quick, and then you just build a cadence. And I think the name of the support is Cadence. It's cool. It's nice. It does 8% increased attack speed for every cadence. I think it's a good one. It's still got that whole bullshittery that they have on a lot of their support gems, which is like, you know, if you're jerking off your cousin and she comes in your fucking mouth, you know, you can then cast a spell. It's still a little bit of that, but if they're gonna go with that, this is a pretty nice one to do it on. You just can't cast 6 times or attack 6 times within a time frame. So you gotta build a cadence of when you're attacking. Yeah, it works really nice with Leap Slam, since Leap Slam's already fucking slow as dog shit. And I can't have these archers. Fucking range damage hurts a lot. I need to find a way to reduce projectile damage. It hits, and it's just annoying. I definitely think they need to put some projectile specific damage reduction done by the warrior. This projectile damage can get pretty nutty. From the top ropes. Obviously, I'm using shockwave support here. Oh, I need that. I just made it to level 18 gyms. It's pretty exciting. This build's super great for big arenas. You just like leap slam, let your shockwaves trigger. Clear out the riffraff, and then you go fucking one-on-one. You zoom in, and it's fucking Street Fighter. Well, I thought I cleared out the fucking riffraff. I don't know where you assholes came from. Mace, 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 mace. Ah, it's a groovy time. I'm having a groovy time. The fuck are you making noise about, you asshole? Yeah, that rage, reduced rage loss thing is not very good. The rage dissipates 1 second slower is probably going to be much better than 50% slower. Or, I can't even talk. Starts 1 second slower instead of reduce drop rate. Sometimes I struggle talking when I'm playing a game, trying to do too many things at once. Oh yeah, we're just gonna go blow to blow. I don't give a fuck what you do. I'm just gonna hit you in the face. I got my life leech. Life leech doesn't stop at full life. I'm gonna fucking deck you over and over with my fucking Elden Ring build. If you ain't rare, I ain't killing ya. I wonder if with all the complaints with the map sizes, if they're gonna make the rare show up from the beginning. I fucking love that shit. Being able to target farm them and treat it like a fucking race. Oh yeah, I think that's a great kind of plan where you're gonna run based on where the rares are. Oh, I can't wait for that. I mean, it's gotta happen eventually because, you know, it does kind of suck. You don't know where to fucking go and you just kind of get lost around in a map forever. goes against their vision of being like Darkest Dungeon and Elden Ring and punishing. But, you know, the main vision should always be fun. Okay, let's get rid of the riffraff first. With some leap slammies. Ooh, level 82. And once we get rid of the riffraff, we can go blow to blow. Whoa, slow me down with your extra cold damage, huh? Clear out your riffraff. Okay, riffraff cleared out. Let's fucking go. I'll take 2 of you on at once. Don't know how I feel about your explosion bombs, though. I mean, I guess I can die once, and I just leveled up. Let's find out if I can tank them. I can't tank them. Maybe I could have tanked one of them, but I couldn't take that many. Such an idiot. Out of just pure curiosity, I let myself die. And what if this dude kills me again? And I actually need this map. I mean, I did it for the gram. I don't even have Instagram when I say that. Okay, I can't survive multiple of those. Ooh, another tier 14. Thank God. I was almost out. Ooh, what do we got here? Oh. What's up, fatty? I'm fat too. Can I tank everything you do? I think I can. So we're just gonna go blow to blow, right? I hit you, you hit me, I hit you, you hit me. Okay, well that one kinda hurts. Stop it. Get some help. Or get some milk. Oh, who's on the ground? Who's on the ground? Oh, you didn't fall all the way? But you are taking a fucking beating, dude. Taking a beating. And you done. You dead. You gonna give me head. Yeah. You clapping at me? Oh no, you're fucking sucking up the dude. I thought he was gonna clap at me. I'm like, fuck yeah, clap at me, bro. I got so few of those. Let's see. What is my quest now? Complete a tier 3+ corrupted Nexus. Okay, now I gotta find another fucking Nexus? This is weird. This is fucking weird. The Nexus thing is fucking weird. How do I find... Ooh, special map. Biodome. Ooh, this is how we're getting Atlas skill points. Oh, that's fucking cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, that explains what's going on with this corrupted Nexus shit. We got some weird new corrupted Nexus thing, and then we're also getting them from here. I haven't done a lot of mapping. Okay, yeah, that is the video. This map is complete. Go back and check out some numbers. My flat numbers are pretty low. I got 12,000 on this bad boy. I'm using close combat, so it goes up much higher, and then the rage kicks in. So I imagine it's probably like 35,000 peaking. And again, I've only seen a handful of videos, and they didn't go into like DPS or anything like that. They just showed themselves killing bosses. It was much faster than me. So obviously this isn't a good in-game build, and I, you know, have a job and I don't get to play as long as everybody else, which is sad. But this is just where I'm at. This is what I'm rocking. I would use the other heavy strike one, but I'm just letting them stun me. Because eventually, I think I'm going to grab this node here. And I'm going to try this one out. 40% stun recovery. So just let them stun me, right? Why the fuck not? Just stun me up. And I'm going to regenerate 5% of life over 1 second when stunned. I'm not sure that's going to stack. If that stacks, it's going to be very broken. Because I'm always fucking stunned. But it's just a little pricey. Despair, suffering, and greed. And last time I checked, these were all very expensive. So I'm just going to wait until more people do that content. And then I'm going to anoint that shit. And I'm gonna eventually upgrade this amulet, so I'm gonna anoint that amulet when I upgrade this bad boy. I got some pretty dope jewels. These are still selling for super cheap. 1 exalt each. The 4% of damage taken from mana before life is 4% reduced damage with this build, because I'm not really using my mana because I don't have those plus level skill gems. So mana's not a hassle. I'm always at full mana, so that is 4% reduced damage. I got area of affected curses, which I'm not using yet. Energy shield activation occurs, but I hit each one of these with corruption, and I nail the corrupted blood. I haven't really noticed corrupted blood being a problem in Path of Exile 2, but either way, fuck corrupted blood. Hit this one with the corruption, got energy shield, crit damage bonus, shock, damage from mana before life, and magnitude of ailments, which does include the bleed. The main thing on all of these is the 4% damage taken from mana before life. But if I ever want to go crit, I got a couple crit bonuses, because that's one of the ones you can get. This is a blue jewel, so most of the nodes don't really work that well for you. Cold damage was probably never going to use as like a fire-based build, but then I got critical bonus, presence area, which is great, and you know, damage taken from mana before life. I don't know why presence area is great. I just said it is because, you know, I have the chronomancer on my mind. I'm very sad I didn't start a chronomancer, because this spell is fucking terrible. Maybe they'll buff it mid-league and turn it into an actual thing, or, you know, maybe it updated as it leveled up and I used it early. I wonder if that is the case. Yeah, that might be the case. I might have to retry this. Maybe I'll go and do my lab and pull this bad boy up. 51% energy gained. You gain 3 energy per power. I was only gaining like 2 energy per hit when I was using it. Interesting. Yeah, maybe it's gotten a little bit better. But either way, it's not going to be good enough, right? The only way that a skill like this, fire spell on a hit, is good is if when you actually hit an enemy, you cast a fire spell. Because the fire spells are fucking shit. You don't have any fire spell that's going to do good damage. You got Firewall, which is good utility, but not great damage. You have the Meteor Fire Storm, which is a long-term, spread-out, low damage, and that doesn't matter if you cast it multiple times quickly or if you cast it and let it sit there, because it doesn't really do anything. There's no good ways to, like, apply curses on hit with this shit. At least not, maybe there is. I don't know. I don't really remember. When I ran curses, I only ran them as an aura, so I'm not real well versed on curses or what you can do with cast on hit with curses, but it's probably not very good. But the only utilities would be like casting curses with it, or casting spells that can trigger curses, and those are about it. That's the only reason you'd ever use this, and it's nowhere near fucking worth 2 ascendancy points. It's so disappointing. Now, the reason that it's not that good is there's not a boss-ass fucking fire spell. If we had Comet, and we can use Comet or any other fire spell that did a ton of damage, it'd be pretty okay. But there's no spells in the fire department that do a ton of damage. Fireball is probably your best option, and that thing's a goddamn twink. You hit someone with that, it's like you're fucking shooting paintballs at people. Barely does any damage. And so, because it barely does any damage, you want to cast Fireball every hit, because you could self-cast Fireball. And if when you hit an enemy, it casts Fireball, it's much slower than just manually casting Fireball. There's no reason for you to ever use this with Fireball. I mean, even when you're hit with your weapon, you know, it adds a little bit of damage, but, you know, it's not that great. You can get much faster cast speed. But anywho, that is it. I will check you later.